Now, why I made mention of your last attempt and the explanation you gave was that in many people who are not directly in the political terrain or directly in the race, tended to see a situation where people like you indicated on the basis of the fact that either they were urged or they felt they could do a good job of it. And then towards the tail end of the race, your compatriot that you mentioned, one of your fellow governors at the time, Alhaji Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who did not show interest at the time that many of you seem to have just come up at the last minute under the guidance of General Obasanjo and taken the ticket. So I'm wondering if you don't think that experience you had at the time, where more or less this person was steamrolled into the candidature, the field was not level at the time.
Yes.
If it won't repeat itself.
Again, may his soul rest in peace. That partly accounts for why we're in the situation we're in this country. That's partly accounts. If some people have mentioned it, for example, Governor Fayesha had mentioned it when a straw poll was taken among governors and some party leaders. At that time, I happened to have been selected. For whatever reason, the person that came up, was eventually selected. There were people who urged me, no, we must do this, we must do that. And my take at that time was that, look, let's have the culture of transiting from one civilian regime to another. It's still PDP, he was still our colleague governor. Why not look at this issue of peaceful transition from one president to the other? It didn't have to be me. So why not all of us work together and support whoever was selected by the leadership, so that we know we can transit from the presidency of President Obasanjo to presidency of President Omar Yar'Adua. I never took anything personal in it, because I believe leadership also plays some kind of role, even though leadership, in my opinion, should play a role which is reflective of the general opinion of people. It's only where it is wrong, then they can sit people down and show them why it is wrong. And what happened, and we're still struggling to come out of a given situation. So the issue of steamrolling people, trying to take people by surprise, doesn't always end up well for this country. There are enough people who have shown interest. There are people who think they are wiser until they negotiate one thing or the other, discreetly. Then there's steamroll. We have experienced it. So and we are paying a heavy price for it. I believe we must have learned a lesson by now. But I will take whatever my party ultimately decides. But I believe that the party will not be making the same mistake that was made some years back.